During the 1990s, there was a new era, not just in the terms of politics, but also in terms of freedom and equality. African Americans became more and more free and accepted as the 90s came along. In the 1990s, Clinton became president, and the rich people in the country were prospering like crazy, while the poor people minimum wage failed to increase with inflation. Even though the wealth gap was increasing, African Americans were getting more jobs, and the black wealth was going up. According to Fauna, more blacks were getting jobs that were formerly known as white jobs, such as being a fireman or police officer. The number of black police officers increased from 24,000 to 65,000 from 1970 to 2000. Blacks were getting more and more wealthy faster than whites. And the concept of racism started to fade. Even though racism wasn't going away, black communities all continued to struggle, as half of the African Americans still lived in poverty.
Take me back into the 90s, where we care less but love more. Here we're going flying by our past, where we went out to play real games outside, before the time flew by, before the new millennium crept in while we were sleeping. Off to the basis of what tender the love and care it really was. We grew up with very little household rule, because we understand the consequences that would ensue had we not to follow the ones that were already in place. Society had rules and still do to this day. We grew up embellishing love, and no matter the race, no matter straight or gay, we grew up knowing never to judge. TV actually taught us things, cartoons where we learned math for the English in the songs we sang. Late night risking it all because we supposed to be and be. But in all that came and on, all that mattered was that we watched the last episodes. Take me back to the 90s. 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 We didn't have Twitter, we didn't have Facebook, and who was smart? MySpace wasn't even in its beginning stages. Snapchat didn't even have the place to start. Instead we had AIM, or we might borrowed our parents' username. We never knew what Xbox was. PlayStation 1 was the started to blossom. Nintendo was our heart. Sad now it's like fossil, and computer games ruled, of course, after our homework was done. Or maybe we used a computer game to help with our homework. Number munchers, word munchers, mob blasters, teacher lasted because we loved them. They knew that we wanted even without asking. They made things happen. School was more than booming lecture. Recess was a thing, like 40 minutes of playtime. Give a rest to our brain. 90 movies, the hacker disclosure. In the meeting of the state was life. Space Jam. Oh, Space Jam. How badly wanna be like Mike. Every day trying to brush up on my skill. Sadly they never take flight, but as a 90s kid, imagine was like 90% of a life.
Dream it, wish it, do it, be it, hide and seek. How I never wanted to, how to make yourself practically invincible for 10-minute match, just long enough to catch a break and make a dash for base. Tag you in, then you couldn't quit to make it. Catch me if you can't. Games we played as kids make you wanna be there again. 90 friends, savage like Ben, but strong riders. Every boy wanted the girl like Topanga, was the strong and then a rider. We was learning the life through the lifestyle of Boy Meets World, just so like we could be ready in the Boy Meets World. Then Boy Meets Girl, the girl to have kids and the kids grow up. Oh, in the world he lives, in the world he lives. The world is the current one, the one that hosts in our once great nation, the one that is smoke and mirrors, and the one that was meant to be a great creation. Yet somehow, somewhere, we all changed the meaning of our existence, of terrorizing the hate and each other. hating each other. Got me constantly questioning, where is the love? Freedom is not free, the cost is actually more expensive now. Bodies falling on the average about every 3 months. White versus black, but black also versus us. In all life matters, I'm not sure why they only chant the black ones do. And if they only say black lives matter when the white man shoots. Take me back into the 90s where things weren't so bad. Take me back to the 90s. Take me back to the 90s. Take me back to the 90s when I was young and less sad. Take me back to the 90s. We were having fun, let's have fun. Take me back to the 90s where disagreeing with someone didn't mean you grab a gun. Take me back to the 90s. The perfect art to raise kids in. Take me back to the 90s, at least there the world seemed innocent and fair. Even though that death was still around the corner, but at least love was there to warn ya. The community used to raise each other's kids. Now every little kid running around the street where the parent is. What the fuck is this? Where is the love in community? Where is the black unity? Y'all niggas say this and that, but I don't see each other having each other's back. I miss the 90s. Take me back to the goddamn 90s.
And the ones that worked in poverty lived in predominantly black neighborhoods. This is a huge factor in history, I believe, because you cannot just expect racism and segregation to die out so quickly. But it takes time for the older generation to forget about the days of racism and the ideas that black are lower. This is a huge part of history and the hardship African American needs to go through to gain full equality.